Whether you're face-to-face with a customer, talking over the phone, or corresponding in writing, it's important to communicate with respect at all times. This means listening carefully to what they have to say and taking the time to respond appropriately. Whether we realize it or not, our thoughts, feelings and beliefs are a big part of how we respond to situations and people. Communicating with respect at work means reviewing and examining our reactions to ensure that, regardless of how a situation makes us feel, we deliver a consistent, constructive outcome for the customer. When we say the first thing that comes to mind, we're reacting based on how we feel and run the risk of coming across as unhelpful, dismissive, or even rude. A considered response will be friendly but formal in tone, taking on board the customer's needs and their point of view. So it's important to give your full attention to the customer in every communication. Remember, you're on the wrong side of the knowledge gap, and you need to understand why they've contacted you to be able to help. You'll need to be receptive to their message, not just what they say, but how they say it. In written communication, this means carefully reading and absorbing the text and making notes when necessary. However, in face-to-face or telephone conversations, active listening is vital. Set aside distractions and focus exclusively on the customer, as this will allow you to retain essential information and reduce note-taking, only jotting down key figures or dates you might forget. Remember, active listening isn't about simply waiting for your turn to speak, so make sure you're paying close attention to what's being said during the conversation, and try to avoid interrupting the customer by saving any questions you may have until they've finished speaking. It's a good idea to show you're engaged in the conversation by using positive verbal cues like "uh-huh" or "sure." If you're face-to-face, non-verbal cues, including body language and eye contact, will be just as important. Once the customer has finished, repeat the key points back to them to check that you've understood. Then take a step back and review how to proceed. If you're on the phone, it may be necessary to place the customer on hold while you consider your response, but always give them an idea of how long you'll be and update them if it may take longer. When discussing the next steps, be sure to explain the outcome clearly, avoiding confusing jargon to ensure that the customer feels that you have listened to and understood their problem and have considered the best route forward. Before the end of the conversation, reiterate the agreed action plan, providing a reasonable timescale for returning to the customer, before thanking them for their time and saying goodbye. In summary, to communicate with respect, take time to consider how best to reply to a customer, choosing to respond rather than react to the situation. Actively listen to and understand the customer's needs in order to find the best solution before taking responsibility to ensure any agreed action is carried out to maintain the customer's trust.